Hi there, I'm Chris Bauer. I'm a photographer and amateur dancer on Instagram and Nutmeg's friend. I was born 31 years ago in Belleville, Illinois, across the river from St. Louis. And I was a child once, and it was fun. I had two sisters to play around with, and they dressed me up in their clothes sometimes, and then what else would we do? My childhood, I don't honestly remember my childhood. Nothing bad happened, but it's all of just like, it's a blank. If I go back, like I close my eyes, I can be like, oh, now I'm rolling down the hill on my bike, in the backyard. A lot of sledding, a lot of hot chocolate in the winter, and zero art making, zero image making, zero of that type of fun. But we did a lot of sports: the soccer, the basketball, the volleyball, going to fish fries. I was raised Catholic, went to a Catholic school. And then high school was public school. So went from 25 kids in my class to 700 kids in my class. And I was like, what? I don't know how to interact with anybody. So it took me a while in high school to kind of find my bearings. And I was the mascot, which is a solo, hidden kind of fun where I'm at the events, but not really there. And I was on the broadcast club, which kind of brings me to photography and image making, making the news every day, being on the news, which was kind of a challenge. Similar to this, like talking to a camera, I was very like shaking and fidgety and kind of like, what? I don't know what to say, and kind of stumbling over my words. But over the years, kind of get used to that. And I decided, well, I wanted to be a model and an actor and all this stuff. I was like, I kind of feel more comfortable behind the camera. And my friend Elliot had a Canon Rebel before video was on cameras at all, and was like, you want to go shoot? I'll show you how to use this camera. And I just fell in love instantly. I was photographing a lot of like barns, grass, nothing essentially, and I was like, I'm loving this. This is so fun. And then people were being supportive instantly. They were like, Chris, you got a great eye for this. Will you take my senior portraits? And so the first year I'm getting paid to do this. So I was like, all right, like, let's go. And so my parents were like, you have to go to college. And I was like, okay, I will. So photography is something you can go to college for. That's fucking great. So I went to school at University of Illinois at Chicago, kind of a big jump, and I was super scared and really just dove into school and was at the school that had 24-hour access like every day. I was just like kind of found my church essentially. I was, non-denominational before that. The big, like, raise your hands, kind of speaking in tongues stuff. And I could never speak in tongues. The Holy Spirit never wanted to come inside of me. And that's fine. I found that art is something that I could really, really give my all to. And the return on investment is huge for me. And so went to school, kind of was like very self-portrait based. I was always available, when I wanted to shoot. So I felt like that was a good step. And I also was struggling with communicating and like telling people what to do. I'm not a director. I don't feel like a director, and I really struggle still with like guiding people. But I could do everything I wanted to do. And then it became very nude based. So I was just naked, like in class, like I just stood naked in front of a nude portrait of myself and had my class critique my nude body and the nude photograph. And so I felt like very much like, okay, photography, you can do anything you want, anything you can dream of. And it was just an open source for me to explore. Really, I found myself in college. And I don't think that everyone needs to go to college to do art and image making, but for me, it was just a really big eye opener on different mediums like sculpture, painting. Like, I feel not the most confident in those, but I if I have an idea and photography is not the medium to use, I feel comfortable going down that route to make a project happen. Doubt, I think, is an experience I felt a lot, kind of ebbs and flows. For me, it's a yearly, like winter comes and people stop coming and wanting photographs, and then the money falls, and it's like tax season comes. I'm short on dough, and I'm like, should I be doing this? Should I just get a normal job? But this is something that I think about 24/7. It's in me. It is everything. It's my first love. So with the doubt and experiences of like, this isn't working all the way, comes so much support. And like, maybe I shoot something and I'm like, I didn't get a single one. I think that whole shoot was a dud. And then I look at them on the computer. I'm like, oh, these are great. Well, why was I seeing myself as something less? And I think we all can experience that at times. But for me, because it's my passion and my love, I put a lot of that on me as like, you need to do really great work. With the doubt, I'm very much like, I'm still learning, I'm still growing, and I shouldn't put like, you need to be perfect every time so heavily on myself. Because of that, it's always like, look at a photo book or look online at what other photographers are doing and try to keep growing and get to a point, not where I'm like, okay, every single time is going to be the best, because a lot of my work is collaborative. So I really rely on the energy of someone and kind of taking that and running with it. From metal bands to like newborn babies to, couple portraits. These all have different energies that needs to be expressed. And I kind of like soak that up, and then I try to like move the lights around to make it like softer or harsher, more dramatic, based on what someone says they need from me. And it's been fun. It's always anxiety before. It's like wedding, a full day. I have to like be on for these people. And I'm like bubbling over and like, I don't even want to do this. I don't want to go. This is going to be the worst day of my life. And then I get there, I'm like, all right, this is fine. Everybody's having a good time. And so it's always, no matter what, 14 years in, I'm going to freak out before every single shoot. And it's still like, I have one shoot a day. I'm going to block out the day. The day needs to be open. I can't do anything else. No, I'm busy. I can't go do this. I can't go get breakfast because I have a shoot at 2. I'm just like, I have to think about all of this. And so it's a lot of pressure that I put on myself. I guess to just get the next like image that I love, once it happens, so we shoot, we produce it, we edit it, we make it happen, and then we put it online. It's done. It doesn't exist anymore in my mind. It's the next one, because for some reason, it's like an addiction, and it's always new. And I think that is what kind of keeps me going and motivated, is because I'm not doing the same thing every day. I can get up and kind of experience maybe the same physical aspect of it, of taking a picture, but it's different people and different reasons for it. I define success as, for me, I've always felt successful because I get to shoot and be a photographer for people who kind of ask me to do that, like they're wanting me to photograph them, and they like what I do. They like how I capture people, and they ask me like, I want you to do it. I want you to be there for my wedding, or to document this like really exciting time in their life, which is like so crazy that most of the things I'm shooting are people's favorite days, whether they're feeling the best about themselves. There's been multiple people who are just like, I just feel great right now, and I just want to document this and remember this. And that, so they come to me, and I'm just like, I got chills just even thinking about it. That's so cool that I get to do that. And I felt successful because there's no real outlet for my work that I see like that's success. Like Vogue, Nat Geo, all of these publications, I don't aspire to that. I think like my Instagram or me sharing is like, that's the final place where it needs to be. It's my collection of people that I get to explore this creative process with. With growth in the creative world, it would need to be, for me, just like constantly telling myself that, one, I don't know everything, and like learning and continually searching for new ways to express yourself is like super important. And never feeling like I got this. I'm the shit. Like I'm the best. Everything I do is amazing. Because that's not the case, and it's always let's figure this out. I hope to continually grow, and like I think like more traveling for me would be great growth, like being out in the world. I love hiking in the mountains, and trying to make what I do in the studio kind of out in the world. So I have like these concept and ideas to bring these lights out into the world and kind of light scenes or people without just like a backdrop. I'm really tired of paper backdrops. So I want to get out there and explore more. Growing.